It was a normal evening. Nothing felt off. But within minutes of stepping out of the shower, my grandfather collapsed. We rushed him to the ER, terrified and confused. What we learned shocked us, and it could happen to anyone over 60. Doctors explained it wasn't just the shower itself. It was when he took it, and the way his body responded afterward. If you shower at night, especially after 7 p.m., there are silent risks you may not know about. Understanding them could protect your heart, your brain, and your life. Please, don't. Wait until it's too late. If you or someone you love showers in the evening, please hit the subscribe button and share this video. These mistakes are more common than you think, and easily preventable. Let's protect each other through awareness, community, and smart habits that support strong, safe aging. You deserve to feel confident at every step. When you finish a warm dinner and head straight into a hot shower, it might feel like comfort, a reward, a soothing end to your evening. But doctors have observed that this simple routine, especially for people over 60, can quietly create a dangerous situation. What feels good on the outside can cause trouble inside your body. And for seniors, this one habit could lead to dizziness, lightheadedness, fainting, or even a serious fall, especially when it happens shortly after a meal. Experts explain that after you eat, your body shifts into digestive mode. Blood flows toward your stomach and intestines to help process food, absorb nutrients, and move everything through your system. That's normal. That's healthy. But it requires a large amount of blood to stay in your core for that digestion to work properly. If something interrupts that flow, if blood gets pulled away from the stomach too soon, digestion slows, and the rest of your body struggles to adapt. When you step into a hot shower, your blood vessels widen quickly. That process is called vasodilation. It causes blood to rush toward the surface of your skin in order to cool your body down. That's why a hot shower can feel relaxing. But for seniors, it also means that blood is being pulled away from the stomach and redirected toward the skin right in the middle of digestion. The result? A sudden drop in blood pressure, sometimes a very dangerous one. Doctors have observed that this shift can happen in seconds. One moment you're washing your hair, the next you feel dizzy, your legs weaken, your vision narrows. Some seniors collapse before they can even step out of the shower. Others make it to a towel before the spinning begins. In both cases, what's happening inside is the same. Your body cannot keep up with the demands being placed on it at once. Digestion needs blood. The shower pulls it away. And your system, already slower with age, can't balance both. Researchers have found that these blood pressure drops are more severe in older adults. That's because the aging cardiovascular system becomes less responsive. Arteries may stiffen. Reflexes that regulate pressure take longer to activate. What used to be a mild sensation in your 40s or 50s can now become a serious health event in your 60s or 70s, especially if you're already on medications that affect blood pressure, or if you have conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or dehydration. Experts explain that the risk increases when the shower is taken soon after eating. A full stomach sends stronger signals to the body to stay focused on digestion. But a hot shower says the opposite. Pull blood away from the core and bring it to the surface. These conflicting signals create an internal tug of war, and it's your circulation that suffers most. Doctors have also observed that the danger doesn't stop once you step out of the shower. The rapid change in temperature, from warm, humid air to cooler bathroom air, can trigger a rebound effect. Blood vessels suddenly constrict again. Blood rushes back to the core. For some seniors, this back and forth causes what's known as postural hypotension. That's when standing up or changing positions makes blood pressure fall even further. It leads to more dizziness, disorientation, or even temporary blackouts. Seniors who experience this once often feel embarrassed or confused. They blame dehydration or say they stood up too fast. But doctors urge older adults to look closely at the timing. When was your last meal? Was the shower extra hot? Did you feel fine before you stepped in? These clues help explain why the body reacted the way it did. and how to avoid the same mistake again. Studies confirm that seniors are far more likely to fall in the bathroom than in any other room. Not because the floor is slippery, but because circulation is unstable. A hot shower after dinner might seem harmless, but in the wrong body, at the wrong moment, it can become a tipping point, one that leads to a cracked rib, a broken hip, or a trip to the emergency room. Doctors also point out that these events are often preventable, not by eliminating showers altogether, but by changing the timing, giving your body at least 90 minutes to digest before stepping into the heat, allowing blood flow to normalize, giving your heart, your vessels, and your nervous system a moment to breathe, a moment to reset. This is especially important in the evening. After 7 p.m., the body's natural rhythms begin to slow. Blood pressure tends to dip. The nervous system prepares for rest. Adding a hot shower into this mix, especially right after food, can confuse your body's signals and make it harder to stay balanced. Experts explain that seniors who space their meals and showers properly tend to sleep better, digest more easily, and experience fewer nighttime falls. If you've never experienced dizziness after a shower, that's good. But it doesn't mean your body isn't being affected. These changes are gradual. The strain builds slowly over time. And one day, after a meal that's a little too heavy and a shower that's a little too hot, the system tips. What could have been prevented becomes a memory you carry, in pain, in recovery, or in fear. Doctors remind seniors that awareness is not fear, it's freedom. When you understand how your body works, you can care for it more wisely. You can enjoy the routines you love, like a soothing shower, without putting yourself at risk. You can stay independent, strong, and steady, just by listening, just by adjusting. So the next time you finish dinner, pause. Let your body do what it was made to do. Let it focus on digestion. Give it time, give it space. Let the shower wait. Your heart, your circulation, and your safety depend on it. This small change, this single choice, could save you from a painful fall, or something far more serious. You've taken care of others your whole life. Now it's time to take care of yourself. And it starts with one mindful habit, one small shift, one moment of patience that could protect everything you've worked so hard to build. Starting tonight, a hot shower in the evening feels comforting. It relaxes your muscles, it washes away the weight of the day. But for people over 60, doctors have observed that this routine, especially when the water is very hot, can quietly place stress on the heart, lower your blood pressure too fast, and trigger confusion or even a dangerous fall. The issue isn't the shower itself, it's the heat, and how your aging body responds to it late in the day. Experts explain that when hot water hits the skin, your blood vessels widen rapidly. This widening is known as vasodilation. It's your body's natural way of cooling itself down. Blood flows away from your core and rushes to the skin to release heat. That's what creates the flushed cheeks and relaxed sensation many people feel in a hot bath or shower. But for seniors, this sudden shift in circulation can create serious problems behind the scenes. Doctors have found that when blood moves rapidly toward the surface of the body, the pressure in your arteries can drop sharply. This is especially risky at night, when the body is already in a natural rhythm of lowering blood pressure to prepare for sleep. If you have heart disease, take medications for blood pressure, or experience dehydration, which is common in older adults, your body may not be able to compensate for that drop quickly enough. That's when the danger begins. Studies show that older adults are more likely to experience what's called orthostatic hypotension, when blood pressure drops dramatically after a change in body position or internal circulation. Hot evening showers are one of the most common triggers. You may feel dizzy, weak, disoriented. Some people report blurred vision, while others feel their heart pounding as it tries to catch up. In more serious cases, the result is a fainting episode or a fall in one of the most hazardous places in the home. Experts point out that the risk is especially high after 7 p.m., when the body's metabolism begins to slow. Blood pressure dips naturally during this time, So when you add intense external heat, the drop is more pronounced. And the older you are, the more likely it is that your blood vessels respond more slowly, making recovery from that pressure drop harder on the heart and the brain. Doctors have also observed that seniors with circulatory issues, like narrowed arteries, arrhythmias, or previous strokes, are particularly vulnerable. When blood rushes toward the skin and away from the brain or heart, the oxygen supply to those vital organs briefly decreases. In a healthy younger body, the nervous system adjusts quickly. But for older adults, those adjustments may lag. This can lead to confusion, lightheadedness, or an overwhelming sense of weakness. You might think you're just tired, but in truth, your body is struggling to stabilize itself in the face of extreme temperature. Many people assume that heat is good for circulation, and in moderation, it is. But doctors warn that very hot water, especially during late evening hours, creates a shock effect on the system. The body's attempt to cool itself can backfire. Blood flow becomes imbalanced, the heart works harder, and the delicate control systems that regulate pressure, temperature, and heart rate are pushed to their limits. Experts note that very hot water can also affect breathing. When heat rises around the face and chest, it may create a sensation of heaviness. For people with heart failure, lung disease, or even mild respiratory sensitivity, this can cause shallow breathing or discomfort. The steam may also trigger coughing fits or aggravate underlying asthma. These responses further increase stress on the heart, right at a time when it should be winding down. Researchers studying senior populations have found that evening showers taken with very hot water are correlated with disrupted sleep, nighttime headaches, and morning fatigue. That's because the body never quite returns to a resting state after such a thermal shock. Core temperature fluctuates, blood pressure remains unsettled, and the nervous system, which should be settling into parasympathetic rest mode, stays semi-alert, ready to respond to the imbalance it just experienced. Doctors recommend paying close attention to how you feel after a hot shower. Do you feel lightheaded when you towel off? Do you find yourself short of breath, especially while drying off or walking back to your room? Have you ever felt like the room was spinning, even for a few seconds? These are not signs of age. They are signals from your cardiovascular system asking for support. What many seniors don't realize is that the hot shower itself isn't always the problem. It's the timing and the temperature. When your body is already winding down, it becomes more vulnerable to extremes. And unlike younger bodies, which recover from thermal shifts in minutes, an aging system can take much longer to rebalance. That's why some doctors refer to hot evening showers as a silent strain, because the body works hard to appear calm, even when it's under stress. If you take medication for blood pressure, the risks may be even higher. Some medications prevent your body from responding quickly to drops in pressure. So when hot water pulls blood to the surface, your heart may not be able to correct the imbalance in time. The result is a cascade of symptoms, some mild, some serious, all preventable. This doesn't mean you need to give up your evening routine. It means you need to be mindful of how your body is changing. Warm water is soothing, comfortable temperatures are safe. But water that is too hot, especially after 7 p.m., can trigger a cascade that leaves you vulnerable, even if you feel fine at first. Doctors suggest that seniors think of showering as part of a broader nighttime safety plan. Dim lights, steady breathing, slow movements, and water that feels warm but not scorching. These gentle adjustments allow your body to relax without sending mixed signals to the heart and brain. You wake up rested rather than recovering. Your shower should be a place of peace, not a place of risk. A few small changes in temperature and timing can make all the difference. You've earned comfort, you've earned safety, and your body is asking you to listen, not in fear, but in trust. Because every choice you make now shapes how strong, how steady, and how well you feel tomorrow. Let your nights be calm, let your heart rest easy, and let your routine protect you, not challenge you. The power is in your hands, and the change can start tonight. After a warm evening shower, stepping into a cold room might seem harmless, maybe even refreshing. But doctors have observed that for older adults, this sudden shift in temperature can silently trigger a dangerous chain reaction inside the body. What feels like a brief chill can, in fact, cause the heart and blood vessels to respond in ways that increase the risk of a stroke, a heart attack, or a dangerous drop in body temperature, especially after 7 p.m., when the body is winding down and naturally more vulnerable. Experts explain that the human body works hard to keep its internal temperature stable. It does this through a delicate balance of blood vessel movement, hormonal signals, and nervous system responses. But when you move quickly from a warm, humid shower to a cold room, especially one that's unheated or drafty, your body is forced to adapt fast. That sudden exposure to cold causes your blood vessels to constrict. It pulls blood from the skin and outer limbs back toward your core to preserve warmth. For younger people, this shift happens quickly and efficiently. But doctors warn that after age 60, the body's ability to regulate temperature becomes slower and less precise. The blood vessels may not constrict evenly. The heart may beat faster to compensate. And the nervous system, already more sensitive, in older adults may respond with confusion, anxiety, or even dizziness. In some cases, this reaction causes a dramatic spike or drop in blood pressure, which can result in fainting, blurred vision, or collapse. Studies show that these temperature-related drops in blood pressure are more common at night. That's because the body is already in a natural rhythm of slowing down after sunset. Blood pressure tends to dip. The heart rate relaxes. The body is preparing for sleep. A sudden cold shock, right after a warm shower, interrupts that rhythm. Experts have linked this disruption to a phenomenon called nocturnal hypotension. In plain terms, that means your blood pressure drops too low during the night. And it often begins with something as simple as stepping out into a cold bathroom floor. Doctors have also noted that cold air exposure after a hot shower can cause a rapid narrowing of the arteries, known as vasoconstriction. When this happens, suddenly, it can trigger chest tightness, shortness of breath, or palpitations in older adults, especially those with a history of heart disease or high blood pressure. In more extreme cases, the stress on the heart caused by this narrowing can lead to cardiac events, particularly if the person is already fatigued, dehydrated, or has just eaten a large meal. Researchers explain that this temperature shock doesn't just affect the heart. It also confuses the brain. The sudden constriction of blood vessels reduces the amount of oxygen-rich blood reaching the brain. That's why some seniors feel disoriented or shaky after exiting a warm shower into a cold room. Doctors warn that these few unstable minutes can be all it takes to trigger a fall or a stroke in someone with poor circulation or undiagnosed vascular disease. The risks are even higher when the body is still wet. Water evaporates rapidly on the skin, pulling heat away from the body at a faster rate. This process, called evaporative cooling, can lower your core body temperature much faster than you expect. Seniors are particularly susceptible because they often have thinner skin and less fat insulation. For someone already prone to feeling cold or taking medications that interfere with temperature regulation, this can result in hypothermia-like symptoms even indoors. Doctors also point out that many seniors use bathrooms that aren't adequately heated. Tile floors, cool air, metal fixtures, all of these contribute to a rapid cooling effect. And when this happens right after a hot shower, the body is caught off guard. The blood vessels are wide open from the heat, and suddenly they're forced to slam shut to preserve warmth. That internal shift is hard on aging hearts, and it can lead to uneven circulation, cold hands and feet, a hot chest, and a sense of imbalance that's hard to explain but very real. Experts say these effects are often misread. Seniors blame the dizziness on age. They assume the chills are from a draft, but in reality, it's the sudden change in temperature that's causing the problem, not the temperature itself. And the body's struggle to adapt quickly enough is the true danger, especially at night, when the body is supposed to be restoring and repairing, not reacting to shocks. Doctors recommend taking special care during the evening hours because the stakes are higher. A fall at night is more dangerous. Response times are slower. The lighting may be poor, and the person may be more tired, more medicated, or less alert. That's why stepping from warm to cold, especially after 7 p.m., is not just uncomfortable, it's unsafe. These risks aren't always immediate, but over time, repeated exposure to extreme temperature shifts can wear down the heart's resilience. It creates small stress points that accumulate, and for people with already weakened cardiovascular systems, it can act as the final trigger for something much worse. But here's the hopeful part. Doctors emphasize that this is one of the most preventable health risks seniors face. You don't have to stop showering at night. You just have to create a buffer, a warm towel, a robe waiting nearby, small heater for the bathroom, a door closed to keep drafts out. These small, thoughtful steps give your body time to adjust. They protect your blood pressure, they reduce shock, and they turn your evening shower into a safe and calming routine. Rather than a silent threat, the body changes with age, that's a fact. But it doesn't mean it's broken. It means it needs care, awareness, and kindness. Stepping from heat to cold too fast is like asking a tired engine to shift gears without warning. Sometimes it stutters, sometimes it stalls. But with just a little foresight, you can smooth the transition. You can help your body do what it's always done, keep you safe. So before your next evening shower, take a moment. Look at the room. Around you, feel the air. Prepare your space, protect your steps. Because something as simple as temperature can shape everything that comes next. You've worked hard to stay steady, to stay strong, to stay upright in life. Let your shower support that effort, not undo it. Every step you take in comfort and safety is a step toward tomorrow, one you deserve, one your body thanks you for. And it all begins with warmth, awareness, and a little extra care tonight.